Hello again, I am Blanty, recording this, my very last video, before Starfield launches. Haha, had you in the first half? Probably not. So, yeah, Starfield, this time tomorrow I'll be setting up for my stream over on Twitch. Just wanted to remind you about that, because I keep getting people, every couple of weeks someone new pops into the stream and goes, oh, I didn't know you streamed. I was scrolling through the Twitch and I saw your face and I went, oh, I know that guy from YouTube. So it's on the lower third all the time. It's in the end of the video all the time. I'm just going to start saying it out loud more often, I think, because I'm getting just exhausted by people coming to the show. I didn't know you streamed. Yeah. Years now, like 7, 8 years. But don't all come, by the way. My streams are much, much smaller in audience size than I ever approach here on YouTube. And I like it that way because it makes it nice and cozy and easy to keep up with chat. But few of you. Just the good ones. Just the nice people. Anyway, before I do get on with the rest of my day, which includes going shopping to make sure I have plenty of snacks and drinks on hand for what snacks are you gonna prepare for your Starfield day? For those of you who are planning to sink into it big time over the whole weekend, what snacks? I'm thinking about making a nice big batch of onigiri. Just a relatively healthy snack, and delicious too. But I might get lazy and just buy prepackaged sugar things. So we'll find out tomorrow, I suppose. Anyway. Article from Kotaku. So you guys know the guy who leaked the vertical video, 40 minutes of gameplay like a complete moron who's never operated a camera in his life. And then a few days later, after that kind of went viral, he came up on his social medias again and, hey, I'm selling a bunch of copies on this dodgy sort of Chinese eBay website or whatever it bloody well was. Turns out that guy, how he got his early copy of the game, he works for a warehouse, a shipping center or something that routinely handles stuff like this, and he just stole a bunch of shit to sell it on the grey market or black market even. Like a true criminal genius, absolute criminal genius to steal a bunch of stuff and then post online about how you stole a bunch of stuff and now you're selling it. Anyway, something related to that story took a new turn this morning as I was scrolling through my feed. Starfield fan banned from subreddit for dobbing a leaker into cops. Dobbing. Does that internationally translate, by the way? In Australia, it's a relatively childish term for telling on somebody. Snitching, I guess, would be the American equivalent. Dobbing is snitching. Let me know. Do you guys use dobbing in the US? Most of my audience is from there. Let me know. Anyway, from Kotaku, it starts off, Starfield leaks began blowing up across last week after a 29-year-old Darren Harris allegedly stole dozens of copies of the game. It blew up when he posted the video. We didn't know he stole dozens of copies of the game when he originally posted that video, so that's when it blew up. So typical Kotaku reporting already off the bat there, just not getting the facts right. Anyway, stolen from a warehouse and started selling them online. One Reddit user immediately reported the leaks to Bethesda and Memphis police. He's now been banned from the r/gaming leaks and rumors subreddit after gloating about it. So, banned from a subreddit for helping catch someone who was stealing copies of the game. Copies of the game that presumably someone had already paid for or were going to stores for other people to pay for. So by stealing them, taking the games out of the hands of legitimate players, and banned from a subreddit who purports to support the gaming industry, even though they post rumors and leaks. Already a bit sus. I know this because the commenter in question, Jasper Atkins, emailed Kotaku to inform us it had happened. Imagine being banned from a subreddit and then running to Kotaku. I was banned from the subreddit. I mean, I've had a couple of videos about being banned in various places before, but it's always as a framing device for talking about something specific, like ableism, for example. But, Jesus, I don't think anybody's in the right in this whole story. Not the guy who stole the shit, not the subreddit, not the guy who dobbed the guy into the cops and whined about being banned from the subreddit. Anyway, it seems to me the subreddit is running on bread and circuses mode mixed with bystander syndrome, he wrote in his initial email. They're perfectly willing to ignore a crime that hurts the developer they claim to support. Doesn't really hurt the developer that much, that's why insurance exists, but it hurts the people wanting to play the game because the copies they paid for are stolen. In exchange for a few minutes of shaky gameplay filmed from a phone, and it was terrible gameplay, just like the most atrocious gameplay. Not only was it filmed vertically, so I only saw like a third of the screen, it was also incredibly terrible gameplay. I didn't watch much of it. I just skimmed through it a bit here and there to see if it was legit and everything. And you can hand a controller to a 3-year-old, a drunken 3-year-old on Xanax, and you would still get better gameplay than what this stoned moron was able to capture on his vertical video. It was just so stupid. And one of the many reasons I never covered it in the first place. It was just beyond dumb. Commenters on the subreddit picked apart every new screenshot and piece of footage for new information. One of the most popular leak posts recently, evidence... Oh, actually, I'm not going to read that out because that would be a spoiler for some people. It's a bit of mechanical stuff. A thing you can do in-game mechanically that other Bethesda games haven't been able to do. So I'm not going to read that out loud because there was no spoiler warning on that. Just a little farty spoiler right in the middle of the article there. That's fantastic writing, Kotaku. Way to respect your readers. Despite criminal charges against him, so the guy, got picked up. Harris has become something of a folk hero within the community of fans hungry for Starfield leaks. As the commercial appeal reported, memes hail him as Lord Tyrone. Tyrone's his middle name. And one player even vowed to name their starship the Memphian in his honor. Yeah, just making stupid people famous. Can we not do that anymore? Especially stupid criminals. Like really stupid criminals. Like the kind of criminal who would post video of his crime on social media sites. His crime in progress. Here's the stuff I stole. I'm selling it here on this dodgy website. Criminal genius. Atkins hadn't been part of the ongoing bonanza, though. He was banned from r/gaming leaks and rumors on August 24th, shortly after posting about how he tried to help get Harris arrested. An officer at the station told me himself when I called him about it, he wrote in the middle of a long comment thread. Atkins soon received a notification that he had violated the subreddit's rules. He posted, but the subreddit admins weren't having it. Just not interested in having someone here who takes action against the community like that. That's not what happened. By helping the cops get this guy, he's not taking action against the community, he's taking action for the community. Again, this guy stole a bunch of copies of the game. Possibly a copy of the game that someone out there paid for and is waiting for delivery on. And now the shipment might indeed be delayed and their whole entire gaming weekend is ruined of this hotly anticipated game they've already been waiting on for fucking years. That's a community service as far as I'm concerned. Why were you protecting a criminal? Why are you going to bat for a criminal? Not just a criminal, a dumb criminal. An incredibly stupid criminal. A bafflingly moronic criminal. And these guys are going to bat for him. Really? 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 I reached out to one of the subreddit's admins, this is Kotaku now, admits to confirm what had happened and the thinking behind the ban. If he just did it, I wouldn't think badly of him, but to come to the sub and brag about calling the cops on the dude just rubs me the wrong way. So, why is that rubbing you? Oh no, this man helped a criminal who was stealing copies of the game that were going to be sold to people. Oh, I'm angry about that. What? And one of them told Kotaku in a DM, might unban him at some point, but for now he's behind the bars of the internet. Behind bars? He's banned from a fucking subreddit. Who do you think you are? I put him behind bars. He can't come to our subreddit anymore. I'm now a pariah of that subreddit, Atkins wrote in his initial email. I get it. Hype and excitement at an all-time high. It's just as I'm excited. I'm just as excited as the next person, but I draw the line at theft. As would I. I was raised to believe that crime doesn't pay, nor should it, and hoped our society and so-called Bethesda fans could be held to a higher standard. It seems this is sadly not the case. I love how he's like high-horsing after running to Kotaku to dob in the subreddit mods about banning him for all this. That's a shifting pile of morality sand you're on there, champ. But sure, you have a point from a certain point of view. It's not clear whether or not Atkins' actions ultimately contributed to Harris's arrest, according to an affidavit filed by Shelby County. It was the Vantiva warehouse who first told the MPD about the alleged theft. I feel like my information helped connect the two faster than it would have been. So they were already on to Tyrone for stealing some shit. You know, stuff was going missing. The cops were already investigating. So this guy dobbing him in might have effectively shortened the investigation somewhat and finding out who and where to look and things like that. No doubt the community will vilify me while criminals are elevated to meme and legend status, he wrote. No wonder why people are losing faith in humanity. That's not really why people are losing faith in humanity, but it's one of the smaller reasons, I suppose. Here in Australia, we have a folk hero, which I always protested against when we were taught about him in school and things like that. And there are movies about him and TV shows and references and stuff. Even if you're not Australian, you might recognise this image. That's Ned Kelly, a criminal. Not a very bright criminal at that. He was part of a criminal gang, as a matter of fact. And one of the reasons he rose to fame is because he had that sort of homemade suit of armor, which is kind of iconic looking. But he was kind of a shitty person and a criminal and in school. And he's held up as this kind of heroic folk hero who died in a mighty final stand against the cops. He was a criminal who got shot down. I don't know why he became a folk hero. We shouldn't be elevating these people to folk hero status. He didn't do anything good. This wasn't a Robin Hood style story. He wasn't robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. He was just a criminal. He was just a thief. So yeah, I do regard anyone who elevates Tyrone to meme status or names their ship after him in Starfield or whatever is a bit of a moron. It's a clown show. But Starfield releases tomorrow, and hopefully we can start talking about the actual game instead of trying to invent drama around the game and winding up with idiotic stories like this to have a giggle at. We'll be able to laugh at, well, frankly, we'll be able to laugh at all the stupid bugs that are probably still in the game and animation of people's heads spinning around and hair going missing and bits of clothing not being attached properly and the wrong weapon being equipped and all the classic Bethesda stuff we've come to know and tolerate. Anyway, I'm off to go buy rice, I suppose, for my onigiri, because I definitely don't have enough rice left. Thank you for watching. Thank you as always to the patrons scrolling above there. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time. And don't forget, yes, I do actually stream, for crying out loud.